We'd have to put it on. It's 8 minutes long.
Is it?
Yeah. If you do put it on, don't look at the screen, obviously, because you'll see the lyrics. You've got to listen to it without the lyrics. Because it's backwards. It's fourth result. Stairway to Heaven backwards is the fourth result.
It's going to be that 8:02, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 minutes.
I think I've heard enough.
It's backwards, isn't it? It's Stairway to Heaven. It's going backwards, and that's it. So I've heard this so many times before, and I've read the alleged reverse lyrics so many times before. So I can hear things in that, loads, right? Could you hear anything?
I heard one reference to Satan.
Yeah, there is a bit that goes and
that's it. The rest sounded like a David Lynch song
in Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish.
Yeah. It sounded like Stairway to Heaven backwards.
Do you want to have a look at the lyrics? Is it worth looking? Maybe you can play it if you want, or maybe just look at the transcription of the lyrics as they're supposed to be. What people think it says.
Yeah, but is there any sort of agreed? No.
There's basically because of the sound bit, and there is a bit that goes which sounds like 666. Right, but that's it. Yeah, and the fun for me, the funniest part is the last verse because it's just nothing. There's nothing there.
Heavy lift me out, spake the rave someday.
And there's
question mark.
There's stuff about a tool shed. Satan has a tool shed or something. That's the best you can do.
There's no escaping.
Ooh. It doesn't make sense, does it? So what?
There's no escaping. Ooh.
So it makes me wonder. Sounds like there's no escaping. Ooh. So which way round do you think does it make sense? Forwards, or backwards? I mean, it's all about. It's obvious that how our brains work is spotting patterns, and you can put patterns in, and if you hear something that makes no sense, your brain tries to do it. I mean, look, here you say the Lords, thoth have our laws. Matt must be superb. Mass it end over there.
You should learn these.
And moot that serves by sworn music. I mean, they're really stretching it.
I wish it with snow be shushed, all for my masses' sake. Do you know if you play Tales from Topographic Oceans backwards,
it's much the same.
It sounds better.
Boring.
That's a Bill Hicks joke.
Yeah.
Although he didn't say Tales from Topographic Oceans.
What did he say?
I think it was New Kids on the Block.
Oh, right.
Or something like that. Or Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Send in Vanilla Ice.
It took us for odd, sickly. There's one chance, take his show, hold thy head. You can see how it's so desperately trying to shoehorn it into something religious.
So, I mean, where did it come from? Where did someone think, oh, this would be cool if there was backwards lyrics in these records?
There was a DJ in the late 70s. It was just inevitable, wasn't it? It was just inevitable. Everyone's got turntables, so it's very easy actually to play music backwards. And it's quite good backwards, I think. Particularly the last bit. It just sounds ace.
The end.
It's really good melody. It's backwards. Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, music is played to a regular rhythmic beat. So if you play it backwards, you can have quite proggy beats going on there.
Yeah.
The emphasis is going to be in the wrong place, but it is going to be.
Yeah, and obviously if it's going to go kind of sounds.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Well, do you either want to just bring up the lyrics, or do you want to skip back a bit to the famous bit? There's one bit, and I can. When I hear it, I can hear some of those things because I've already had them suggested to me, so I can hear. Here's to you, my sweet Satan.
Do you want this one here?
If
it's just
to listen to it though as well. Hidden message, the secret that no one knew. It turns out that Jimmy Page was into the occult. It's a secret though, no one knows. And that means he's a Satanist if you're a moron.
This sounds like Stairway to Heaven forwards. Now listen carefully as the song is played backwards
Listen
and
carefully,
forward.
but make sure you read the words I put on the screen, otherwise you won't hear the words.
There's a bustle in your hedgerow. Don't be alarmed now.
And it is gibberish, to be fair. I mean, that's the famous gibberish bit, isn't it? It doesn't mean anything.
Nothing unusual, right?
Ooh.
Now let's listen to the backward version of the same part.
Oh my god, it's going to be such a... Oh my god. I mean, that's a real stretch, isn't it? A tool shed. Satan has a tool shed. That's the best you can do. That's the best you can do. I mean, you know.
Some people said it was a total coincidence and think it's crap. After watching this, what do you think? Was it a total coincidence?
That's scary. People are dumb, basically. Yeah, I mean, and it, because of Jimmy Page being into weird stuff, people make that link. But I don't believe any of that crap, and I know that he's not a Satanist. That's just so retarded. So stupid. He believes in all whatever he believes in, but that's not Satanism. He's not a Satanist. He doesn't worship Satan.
So is he like a pagan?
I don't know. It's occulty stuff. It's even Lucifer might be involved. I don't know, but Lucifer isn't Satan. That's quite a recent thing. Is linking there too. Lucifer is the light bearer, or whatever. I don't know. I don't even believe in any of that stuff, and I know that. So, if someone is actually religious and believes that's a Satanist, how little they understand about their own religion. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but Kev, are we mocking something that doesn't really... Does anyone actually believe that this is like a real embedded satanic message?
Well, that's the question. Actually, believe. I mean, there was a book that was released about 20 years ago. I remember this guy whose experience of Satanism, something. He took lots of drugs, and then and they went to a Led Zeppelin concert, and there were sixes coming off Jimmy Page's guitar. So therefore, there's the evidence. Nothing to do with the drugs. And he wrote a whole book on it. But do they actually believe it? They're writing a book and they're making money out of it. Like televangelists. I mean, they can't possibly believe it because they're lying. James Randi caught that guy, didn't he?
Yeah, intercepted the
transmissions.
The transmissions. Oh, you got...
So they can't believe it because they're cheating. So they can't really believe that God is talking to them if they've got an earpiece with his wife telling him what.
There'll be some mental gymnastics going on there where they can actually say, yeah, God's helping me do this. God's showing me the way to do this, and the fact that I'm doing it is not fate, it's God or something like that. There will be.
But we don't know. We don't know if they really believe it or if they need to say that. Whereas really religious people wouldn't do any of that crap. Surely, because they'd really believe it. So,
Houdini did that, didn't he? He
Yes.
toured America going around, and he'd go to the graveyards and pick up the information and pretend to be. And I think he sort of rebelled. He rebelled against it. He didn't like it.
Yeah, because he was so dishonest.
Yeah.
That was James Randi as well. It's the same thing because he was a
magician.
magician.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I can't believe anyone actually believes that. I'm sorry. Not anyone worth anything. Or maybe on InfoWars or something like that. You
have to remember, over time, the more you've heard it backwards, and the more you've heard it backwards with those words written in front of you, you can hear it more and more.
Well, of course, but I mean...
And then when you hear it fresh again, so I heard it fresh again there. No, it isn't. That's what it's saying. It's always just going... There is a word for it as well, obviously. It's the obvious thing that your brain does, trying to make things... Because it doesn't sound like foreign language. You can tell it's English because it's backwards. So you put something into it, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's like looking at clouds, isn't it, basically?
Yeah. I mean, so to put the argument, well, one, how did they do it? Forget why they did it. Okay. Robert Plant wrote the lyrics, not Jimmy Page, anyway. Robert Plant is like hippie, peace and love and all that stuff. So, so let's say Robert Plant is actually a Satanist secretly, right? How Now, Plant was just very young, and he wasn't really involved in the recording process anyway. But he wrote the lyrics, and they did a thing where it backwards something with technology.
Well, I
What
mean,
does that mean? Nothing.
in Twin Peaks, they actually performed it
Yes.
forwards, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then reversed it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah. And you can, I mean, if you try hard enough and practice hard enough, you can get that sort of effect. But for a whole song, where you could put, mind you, it's just a little bit.
But I mean, when they do it, they have to learn it phonetically and learn it phonetically backwards.
Yeah.
But saying it phonetically backwards doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah.
So it have to make sense forwards and backwards, which is impossible.
Yeah.
And of course, what it's supposed to say backwards doesn't make any sense.
Actually, put it this way: if it is true, yeah, and these are satanic messages embedded in Stairway to Heaven, I've got to say, hats off to the devil, man. You've made that sound convincing forwards and backwards. That is some feat.
Yeah.
That is a miracle.
Yeah, literally.
It is a satanic miracle.
Yeah. Actual thing that you can't do is there. Something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's say technically it can be done and that they want to do it. What for? If no one's going to hear it, the brain doesn't work that way. No one's going to hear it. There isn't like, oh well, it's secretly going in your brain. It's that guy who didn't like Ozzy, weird attorney guy, who was saying it's called hemisync. I've learned this word in a book. I don't understand it. It means that it's backwards, but it makes you do it something. It's not, the brain doesn't work like that. You don't hear it backwards if you hear it forwards.
Yeah, but
so why would they do it?
Kev, you've got to remember your eyes see things upside down and your brain turns them the right way around.
Oh my God.
Your ears could be the same.
Yeah.
Your ears could be hearing it backwards.
That's a bit like I posted a thing on Facebook of here's some rusty chains, and that's been done by oxygen with a process called oxidation. If that's what it does to chains, imagine what it does to your lungs. That's some kind of thing.
I get a lot of crap on Facebook. I've looked for hours and I can't see the car in this picture. Is there a car? It's just so baity, isn't it? Everyone's going, yeah, I can see it. I'll share. I'm so clever.
Oh, yeah, well, the clever one is only 1% of people are clever enough to see this really easy thing that you see in 10 seconds.
Only 95% of people can't do this math sum. 9 plus 5.
Yeah. It's amazing that kind of thing happened without the internet.
Yeah.
Because with the internet, you just think, it's just the usual crap, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
There was one I saw. What was it called? Heathens or something.
Right.
And they had this student on there. She was only like a astrophysics student, and she completely owned the guy on the phone. It was brilliant. It wasn't like funny because the guy was being owned. It was brilliant because it was just awesome. It was uplifting. Just a kid can just be on it.
I have to admit, it gets a bit tiresome after a while because it's all, I mean, they've done. We're talking about the atheist experience now, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like watching the highlights sometimes. But, I mean, they are all essentially the same.
Yeah.
I just want to know why it is you don't believe in God. And then they give you the answer. Yeah, but the Bible said, and you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh, well, but if God isn't real, how come the sky is blue?
Ooh.
As if this is a massive zinger.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, the sky is blue because blah, blah, blah. And what happens is they just talk over them. But blah, 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 blah. And then they have to mute them. And there's this guy on the one.
I actually find that a little bit annoying, Matt Dillahunty. He's far too aggressive with the mute.
It's such a problem because obviously that's how people in real life, that's how they get away with it, isn't it? They shut people down. If they lose an argument, they go, blah, 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 and try and stop them from making their point.
Yeah.
So
but I think he does that a little bit. I think he sort of like, the guy doesn't get his point out. So obviously it's a frustrating experience. And all the Bible people watching it go,
see,
he knows the truth really. It's just
lying.
Lies.
So yeah, Stairway to Heaven backwards. Does it mean anything at all?
No.
Of course it doesn't.
No.
Are you an idiot?
The best thing is, you don't have to ruin your record player to listen to this nonsense anymore. You can digitally do it or watch YouTube. a YouTube version.
But remember, if you've never heard it, I think everyone's heard it really. But if you've never heard that, you've never seen the pretend lyrics. Don't look at the lyrics the first time, because if you do,
no, I mean, I'm not encouraged. I don't think we should encourage people to engage in this nonsense. If you've never heard it before,
no, I mean, well, our viewers obviously are the top tier of intelligence. They're going to apply critical thought to this, and no one's going to think, it's really there. Those people might pop into our channel and already believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm worried.
Confirm my preconceptions, please.
Yeah. You know, the Judas Priest thing. Maybe when it was in the 80s, that a kid killed himself and was listening to Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't actually kill himself. He failed to kill himself, so he was still alive when they made this documentary. And his mate put the gun to his neck and killed himself. He put the gun in his mouth, and it didn't kill him. It was a really horrible story. Obviously, his appearance was shocking. You know.
Have you? But just quickly, why do you say that? Have you ever watched Preacher on Amazon Prime?
No.
There's a character in there called Buttface. Very similar sort of thing.
Oh, like in South Park.
It might be. I haven't watched South Park for a long time, but I mean, it's quite like, whoa, that's a bit close to the bone, mate. So anyway, carry on. Judas Priest.
Yeah, and so obviously the parents, they turned out they were terrible parents. These kids were really depressed and horrible, ignorant parents, and the kids tried to kill themselves. It was awful, you know. And but it's the only time it's actually got to the point of going to court through some loophole or something, and maybe they had enough money to push it. It actually went to court, and Judas Priest did a really good job of milking it. Actually, got a good publicity. Actually, but also what they did, they played a bit of music, Judas Priest backwards, and says, it says this. It says, "Can you pass the peppermint?" Oh yeah, I can hear. Can you pass the peppermint? It's not there, and that's the point. There's nothing there. And in fact, the backwards message supposedly on Stained Class, right when they weren't very famous. They were still brummies who had no money and could barely afford to record anything, and they're supposed to be putting backwards messages in the songs. And the message was "Do it." That was it. You know, think about the "Do it" being in some backwards song. It's nothing. It's actually nothing. You know, so you can see how desperate these people are to put something in there.
Yeah. Well, rock and roll is the music of the devil. I mean, this is the crux of part of Bill Hicks' routine. He talks about Judas Priest and all that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he talks about people taking LSD and trying to fly off the top of a building and falling to their death, and he calls them idiots. One less car. What was it? One less car attendant I'm one car up in traffic in the morning. If you thought you could fly, why don't you try from the ground first, you idiot? Sort of thing.
Sadly, yeah. Yeah. You know, it's not. And obviously, well, no, it's. I blame Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah, same thing, isn't it? You know. Yeah, and Ozzy experienced much the same thing because he obviously, Sharon obviously milked that in the 80s, pushing him into a sort of Alice Cooper thing, which he never really was before then, you know, with Bark at the Moon and things like that. Look, Bark at the Moon, therefore he's a Satanist. If you think Ozzy's a Satanist, that's just, you know. Well,
he did bite the head off a bat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. He thought it was a rubber one on stage. He just went, yeah, oh my god. And he really did bite the heads off real doves because he was so drunk and he thought it'd be funny. But anyway, that was Suicide Solution, right? But the lyrics go, "Make your bed, rest your head, don't you know what it's all about?" They're telling people to commit suicide. The song's called Suicide Solution, right? And the first line is, "Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker." What do you think the song's about? It's about alcohol. They really didn't get that. Of course they did, but you know, obviously the people with the power there are exploiting the ignorant. But you know, ELO were going to backwards messages because obviously big production thing. Jeff Lynne is a producer, and you know their famous message is, you know, music is reversible, but time is not. Turn back, and that is good advice.
Didn't know that. So they actually put backwards messages in the music.
Yeah, Yeah, there's an album called Secret Messages, which has got.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Right then.
Yeah. So yeah. Do you want to say then? Do you want to say?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've had a patron join. He needs a shout out, Dean Pascarella. Thank you very much. Apparently, he was going to join a long time ago, but our Oasis review floored him. He's only just recovered.
Sorry.
Maybe we should do some more of those reviews. It was quite good fun.
What we could do. Someone on it.
Thanks, Dean.